Hello and welcome, Cancer. This is going to be your reading for the next 48. This is August 30th, so this will be to September 2nd. And bear with me, I'm still getting my lighting situation figured out, so I'm not usually quite this ghostly. In any case, I'll try to make sure that the cards that you can see them well enough. But some interesting things happened, Cancer, before while I was getting ready to do your reading. One of which was um, I'm in an office space I haven't worked in for a while, and I was cleaning it up, and I found these two cards on the floor, and that means that I've been shuffling without a complete tarot deck, which has happened to me before, and usually there's messages in that, but I find it interesting, Cancer, that it was right before I was getting ready to do your reading as we're coming into the Pisces full moon, which, this can represent it too, but this is Scorpio more than anything, but this especially can be Piscean energy and Cancer energy. And it's interesting that as today's reading came up, I found that, and now, and I checked it, now my deck is complete. Which, so there's what I get the sense of, Cancer, is that a fair amount of you are going to, well, you've not been playing with a full deck. Let's say that. There's been some sort of spiritual and emotional tools that you may not have had. You're working to get, or that you didn't realize that you were missing. And what I get the sense of, since these are both riders on horses and both a spiritual essence, that you're going to be getting a fair amount of downloads. And this is rebirth energy. Some sort of situation is ending to make way for a new situation to happen. And you're either someone's going to offer you their cup, or you're going to offer them your cup. You're thinking to send them a message. You might be thinking to send them some music or some show of adoration and appreciation. You want to mend some sort of emotional situation. Now, now that we have a full deck, you and me, normally shuffle before I do these, but I'm going to do it now. Well, that didn't go very well. It was an attempted shuffle. I'm still getting used to the riffle shuffle on this, so I also get the sense, Cancers, that I know the Cancer as a sun sign. One of your life themes is learning emotional stability, emotional maturity, authenticity, things like that. And so it could be that you're leaving a situation or allowing a situation to go where you thought that you were playing with a full deck, but you weren't. And that situation was actually to help teach you how to learn. I'm hearing a channeled song, Teach Me by Music Soul Child. Teach me the way to salvation into my heart. I can't remember all the words of it. Go ahead and listen to it. I saw 3:33 on the clock too. Um, let's see though. Thank you, Spirit. Woo, got some tingles on that one for some cards for Cancer over the next 48 hours, Pisces is one of your fellow water signs, so this could be a rather impactful moon for you, especially as you're probably feeling a little bit uncomfortable with the Virgo sun. Sorry, I keep getting a little ding over here. It's interesting. Something may be calling your attention while you're trying. You might be trying to focus maybe on on the situation where you're not playing with a full deck, but something keeps calling your attention. Oh wow, that is so funny. Yeah, Four of Cups, which normally I take this as like you're not taking the cup, but I okay, I'm getting kind of the sense, Cancers, like this is that. It's like when you're sitting there working and your phone keeps there's just these weird little notifications. Maybe they mean something, maybe they don't. I'm getting the sense that a few of you are starting to recognize actually that there's little synchronicities happening, and they're calling your attention towards something. Spirit's saying, this way, this way, this way. Like And look at that. In the bottom is 3 cups. So many of you are either in a third party situation with a karmic partner, or you're thinking about somebody who is. And spirit is saying this way, this way. It's not a loud voice. It's not somebody yelling. And there may even be people around you who are being very loud and trying to get you to stay in this situation that you are clearly not happy with. And spirit's over here, or somebody is over here saying this way, this way. They may be offering just like a small trail of breadcrumbs to lead you back home, or you may be offering it to them. If you feel called to do that, do that. Maybe you want to send somebody that you care about um, a funny comic meme or a funny video or um, like an uplifting statement. And you might be receiving them. I'm also kind of getting the image in my mind of somebody. Like when I was little, we used to have feral cats all over the place at the house that we lived at. And I got really good at learning to just, like, I'd go to where they'd be like under the house or something like that. And I'd take a high value treat, like some wet cat food or even dry cat food. And I would set some out by the opening. And then I'd set some out near the top of it. And then I would make sure to go and sit far enough away that there was no opportunity that I could catch them. I'd have to get up and run and be so obvious that they'd get away so that they could feel safe taking a little nibble of that food. And I would do that for weeks and weeks and just be gentle. And it was not easy as a kid. And I have ADHD and a Gemini rising. It wasn't easy, but I tamed myself to be able to just sit. And I always was amazed every moment it worked. Just leaving that little trail. Here's a little bit of food. Just building that trust, building that little bit of connection until eventually they would come to me and let me pet them or let me sit with them. And I still didn't, I didn't, when I was really little, I would pick up and run off with them, but then the mama cats would usually come and take them away and I wouldn't get to see them again for a while. So I learned not to do that. I learned to let them come to me and sit in my lap. And then when they wanted to go, I let them go. And I would just keep coming back and keep coming back until they wanted to be with me enough. And then usually we would try to get the mama cat so that we could spay her, but if nothing else, we would find homes for the kittens when they were old enough to leave their mothers. And that's kind of the sense that I'm getting off of this. So Cancer, if you're feeling like doing this with someone else, it's okay. Just recognize, if you're dealing with somebody that's sort of like a feral kitten, they're very jumpy and they're constantly worried about predators, and for good reason. There probably are plenty around. And if you really want this connection with them, you're going to have to recognize that you are a predator until proven otherwise. Like, you're guilty until proven innocent, sort of thing. And you just got to keep offering it. If they hiss and spit at you a little bit, it's okay. Don't take that personally. And likewise, if you're the person receiving this from somebody, it's genuine love. They're not trying to hurt you, but it is okay to be cautious. It's okay to wait and make sure that they prove it. I'm getting the sense for some of you that you may be feeling like testing a lover of some kind, especially with that having had that death card and the Knight of Cups in there. It may be that you are testing them with small offers of love to see if they appreciate the small things. Maybe this is somebody in the past you didn't. Or you may be testing multiple, it may be several people in the situation that you are testing out and seeing what they do when you only have 1 cup to offer. Maybe you're out of money. Maybe maybe you're seeing, would they still love me if I had no money? Would they see, this might also be you or somebody else kind of coming to someone and saying, I have nothing to offer you except me. Is it enough? Are you sure it's enough? And for others of you, this is where you're in a third party situation or you're hearing of someone in one who has realized that there's not enough. They're dissatisfied with what they've got. Yes, they have 4 cups, but it's not enough. They want 5 cups and 6 cups. And if this is you, recognize that's okay. It's okay. You don't have to stay in an immature situation. You're supposed to want more cups. You're supposed to want a love that is more than that. Now on the bottom, looky, looky, I got hooky. This is one of your cards, Cancer. It's also a card of Capricorn. So there's polarities. And you may be confused about what you want. You may sense, in fact, this very much could be that you're sensing that there are hidden enemies around you. Maybe that's why you're feeling like the feral kitten, or maybe that's why the person, if you're, if you're cross watching and you have a Cancer person who's kind of acting like that, this is why. Their intuition is off the charts, but their third eye chakra is not quite opening up. It may be that this is what's happening, actually. Actually, yeah, wow, I get a big sense on that. For a fair amount of cancers or those that are um, thinking about a cancer, their intuition, their third eye is opening up. It's really, really opening up. Spirit is coming in and shaking. You see the towers back there? Spirit is coming in with towers and helping them learn to focus, or helping you learn to focus, helping you learn to recognize the differences, helping you learn to see frenemies, helping you learn to, and I just saw 11:14 on the clock, it's 7, helping you get a victory. That's another Cancer card too. And it's funny, I'm getting called to that there's a wolf and a dog in this, and it's for many of you. Wow, I've just got so many different images in that. For many of you, you have been a wolf. You've been a wild creature. You've been immature and feral in many ways. And you know somebody who is much more like a dog. They're loyal, they're friendly, they're well trained, they're well behaved, and they make different choices. They choose different packs when they don't like the one that they're in. They're not bound to that, to their ancestral trauma. And you want to choose to be with them. You want to choose to domesticate yourself. And for others of you, it's the other way around. You may have grown up as a dog, but kind of in a like an abused dog. You felt trapped inside all the time and you weren't properly trained, and you might have people that are abusive around you and they're acting like all of your bad behavior is your fault, or they're always telling you you're bad dog or a bad person or something like that. And you really are yearning to be free, to go out and embrace your roots, your ancestry as a wolf, and the loyalty that goes with the pack. And you may be, I think, in either situation, for many of you, this is part of an unfolding journey. Some of you may be part of a twin flame journey, and you're recognizing that you left your pack, your family, your person, and that yes, one of you is a wolf and one of you is a dog. And you may in the past have assumed that you could not have a fulfilling journey with this other person. Um, but you're seeing that you can, and you want to go back to that. And for others of you, you're recognizing that you've been with somebody, you know, they're a dog when you're a wolf and you want to be with other wolves. Or I also, there's a lot of stuff. And the moon card can do that. I'm also getting the sense that for a fair amount of you, this is like a mixed situation where you've been a wolf in a pack of dogs where they've been telling you, no, 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 you're just a dog, and you've been believing them when really you know that you're a wolf. Or for some of you, mm, you know, there's a lot. There's a lot of downloads coming in from this, and especially at night, I think a fair amount of you are dreaming. You might even have a twin flame or a guide or an ancestor that comes to you in your dreams. And some of you even might be having some supernatural experiences in the ways of like ghosts, or mischievous beings, fairies, poltergeists, things like that. You have your eye open to a lot. And this card in particular is about learning to have faith. Um, like this path that goes on here, it's the unwinding path. And notice, like, you can see that the path continues on, but you can't see where it ends up. Once it goes, I mean, you can't even really see what's along the way, but you can see that it goes all the way down to the mountain, and it gets less and less clear from here. Like, it's very clear down here, but it's not very clear up there. where the path goes, but you just have to have faith that that where you go along the path that you will find what you're looking for. If you listen to your intuition, you listen to spirit, listen to the strange synchronicities. I think that's a lot of this, Cancer. That little notification here and there, that strange thing that somebody says, or how no matter where you are, you think about a certain someone. Or whenever you ask for a sign, you get it from someone or about someone. So many of you have already been getting that, but it may be that you weren't aware of what it was or you were trying to ignore it. Wow, oh my gosh, Cancer. I'm so laughing, especially because the all signs reading definitely came into learning about mature love and making good, making the choice for that. And then look at what's on your hot topic card. I can't make that up. I cannot make that up at all. And you guys watched, I mean, you at least saw that I shuffled the deck because I wanted to show the two cards that were in there. This is what is being talked about. This is, um, I think for normally I'd say it's either a relationship or business stuff, but I think for many of you, especially with this Virgo energy, it's wrapped up into both. You may be in a relationship right now that you were mixing business and pleasure and it's not working out. Or some of you were in a situationship of some kind that was more so meant to help you with your pentacles situation, but you thought that you could create a healthy relationship out of it and have harmony in it, and you're seeing that you're not. And part of the reason I say that is because underneath the moon card we have the Four of Swords in reverse. And whereas in the upright, it's like a pause, um, but not a goodbye. In reverse, it's more like a goodbye. It's like, I'm so tired. I'm so done with this. But this, I think for the rest of you, I mean, I think many of you are dealing with both a relationship you're leaving and a relationship you're wanting to go to. And actually, I think a fair amount of you, this is union with yourself, with your higher self. Like you're starting to listen to your intuition. I just saw 1717 on the clock, which is 16 towers. So some of you may be having tower situations, but that 16 equals 7, that will lead to victory and back to yourself. Cancer card. Um, yeah. Yeah, this is the hot topic of conversation. Some of you might even be leaving somebody that you're fighting with who's accusing you of being in a relationship with somebody else that you're not, but you want to be in your heart. They keep bringing it up. And for many of you also, it may be the recognition of a relationship that you have been denying yourself from, that you've been trying not to go into, not to be tempted by, not to participate in, and you're allowing yourselves to do so now. You're allowing yourself to have some sort of conversation. And for some of you, I think this is having a conversation with somebody that you have children with but are not with, that it's harmonious conversation. It'll happen when you allow it to, and because this is for the next 48, I'm assuming that you're allowing it to, and it is happening. Let's see what's in the heart of the matter for you, Cancer. All right. Two of Wands. Yeah. You know, what I'm getting called to in this is this figure. He's got one wand in his hand and one wand behind him and a globe in his other hand. And he's thinking about somebody who means the world to him. And he's basically allowing the one wand behind him to stay there. He's already made a decision. He's going to go to the thing or person that means the most to him in the world. But he's got to communicate that, and it's still a really immature energy, and it's still to a degree deciding how to communicate. So is that what that the death card and the Knight of Cups is about, Cancer? Are you thinking about communicating to someone? Or Crosswatcher, are you thinking about communicating to a Cancer person? I will say definitely be careful, take the taming a feral kitten approach, and not even don't even try to tame them, but just trying to build a relationship, trying to do that. Um, don't force it. Spirit will help you. You don't need to be in control of everything. Now, underneath the moon, like I said, we have this kind of a goodbye sort of card in there, and then we have The Ten of Wands reversed. A situation that's exhausting you, where you feel alone, especially in trying to communicate some sort of situation. You may be the one in charge of all the chores and all the talking to people and all of the arrangements and all of the kids and all the work and all the things, and you're alone in it, and you're ready to say goodbye to that situation, or you're ready to, or someone is telling you they're saying goodbye to that situation, or they're telling you that they're no longer going to ghost you. They're no longer, they're going to communicate, or they're going through that, and that may be why there may be a period of silence. If you're, you may be quiet with everyone, or if you're cross watching, you may be experiencing a quiet period from this person. And part of that reason is this Ten of Pentacles in reverse. There's some sort of, remember I was saying that it seemed like that Two of Cups for some of you was about a relationship where business and pleasure didn't mix well, or pentacles and cups didn't mix well. Yeah, this is what happens when that happens. It's a legacy gonna burn down, bad credit, a bad contract, a bad marriage, divorce energy, ending a relationship, recognizing that it's not going to grow, it's not going to go, you're not going to get to that Page of Pentacles space. Um, and also rebelliousness and rejecting tradition. So a fair amount of you are, I'm getting for a fair amount of you that you have family and friends that are rather toxic, and they don't want to see you in this situation. It may be that they don't want to see you go back to somebody where your heart is, or they may just be jealous of you having it all, or whatever it is. It may even be a fair amount of you. You had friends and family and exes and social people who ruined a family situation that you had with somebody that could have gone very well. They scared you about it. They've got you in your anxiety. They made you feel alone in it. Um, and you're rejecting that now. You're listening. You're going to be listening to your heart, and you're going to go back to where you feel like you can have this and the a ten of cups. For those of you that are in a situation like this, you're in some sort of a living situation, house with roommates or partner and children or things like that. You're either they're rejecting you from it. This could be spirit coming in and saying you're in a codependent relationship and taking the people out of it. Or it's you saying, I'm done with this situation. I can't get my pentacles straight. I can't think straight. I'm tired and exhausted and I reject this. And I'm going with my heart no matter what my family thinks, no matter what for it. I'm not going to carry my ancestral burdens anymore. Sorry if I'm buffering a little bit. There we go. Okay. Um, wow, yeah. Beneath that, Ace of Wands. So either you have been wanting to talk about this situation with someone, you've been wanting to have a conversation with somebody and feeling like you can't because you're wrapped up and so busy in whatever this toxic situation is that you have no energy to talk. That's probably why you're saying goodbye to that exhaustive situation. Yeah, and look at this King of Pentacles beneath. Have some of you been kind of trying to be a sugar daddy of sorts, but you're feeling more like a narcissist yourself and unstable? You don't have your money together? That would go along with this. Some of you may be trying to be in more Capricorn energy, or you may be with well, regardless of gender, somebody who's in toxic masculine energy and is abusing access to coin. You may be overspending or gambling or um, spending too much money on drinking or fast food or things like that, or they may be doing that, or they may be getting you into doing that. Wow, yeah, Page of Pentacles in reverse too. Whatever this situation is or was, it is not viable for planting seeds of abundance. And it really, it's an immature situation. It's going to keep you feeling stuck. Yeah, look at that. Stuck. Seven of Cups reversed. You may have many options, but so long as you stay with them, some of you are in situations with like energy vampires, and you yourself may be a bit of an energy vampire, so things are not clear. You take on the energy of those around you, and then you end up feeling like a dick. Yeah, this is a codependent situation. It's time to let it go, Cancer. That's Spirit's judgment. Yeah, look at that. Another codependent card. Codependent. For some of you, it's time to get single, time to listen to your dreams, follow your intuition, and look at that. He has a star in his lantern that is from the star card. It's a wish, it's your inner being guidance. Time to be more open-hearted. And if you if you know somebody who embodies the kind of way that you'd like to be, keep an eye on them, listen to them, follow their ways, but also recognize that you're manifesting everything that you have. Doesn't make it your fault, but it does make it your responsibility to manifest a better situation, especially if you want this, especially if you want this. Some of you may have to fight to get out of a situation that you jumped into, or you may be in a situation where you feel like you're constantly fighting. There's conflict all the time. The contrast is exhausting. It may be that some of you are fighting with somebody who has Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius traits, or you're fighting for somebody. In fact, some of you may be standing up for somebody that you previously did not. Some of you are standing up for people who are bringing toxicity into your life and need to stop. But the good news is Spirit is bringing you strength. And a lot of that is coming into these tower situations to show you the truth, to bring you clarity and focus. But first, it's going to force you to stop juggling, force you to rest, force you to see what is really going on, force you to ask, what do I really want? Because until I know what I really want, I'm going to be juggling and exhausted and have no fun. You want fun, Cancer. I know that you do. And I think for the last card on there, Knight of Pentacles reverse, we've got the Page, the King, and the Knight of Pentacles all in reverse. So I think what Spirit's saying is that your money's going to be restricted, your abundance is going to be restricted, your family situations are going to be sucky until you have a conversation that you need to have. And it includes that Death card and the Knight of Cups. There's some sort of a romantic conversation you need to have. There's something that you need to end and something that you need to allow to be reborn. And only you can really know what that is. But once you do that, you will have strength and courage like you probably never realized before. But first, you got to stop getting stuck in what you're confused about. Take a step forward. Have some faith. Spirit will help you. All right, Cancers, I think I'm going to leave it there. This is probably longer. This is definitely longer than I normally do these next 48 readings. So somehow I have a feeling it's going to kind of be like that because of this full moon in Pisces energy. But either way, Cancer, make sure that you're listening to Spirit and pay extra attention over the next 48 hours to the little voice, your intuition. Learn to discern the difference between that and your anxiety, your ego, your instincts, things like that. And for some of you, just have a good sense of humor because you're about to get hit with a whole bunch of strange synchronicities and a whole bunch of different situations. And for some of you, some of that drama and the towers are going to be coming from somebody who is constantly unsatisfied with, they don't count their blessings. They don't know about gratitude, and they're going to kick over these cups and take you into the Five of Cups situation. You're really going to regret it. So you might want to get this situation done with before that happens. But if you don't, it's okay. Some of us need to go through the whole shebang before we get to the point to where we're doing our King or Queen of Cups offer. Anyways, Cancer, thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes, shares, and subscribes, and I'll see you in the next video.